Good afternoon, class. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk today. My TED Talk will be about empathy in new environments. Whether it be going to a foreign country, a new workplace, or simply a new building or class here at UTK, empathy is always important for building new relationships and starting off your college career. But why is empathy important in new environments, particularly here at UTK? We see UTK simply recently set a new record of class enrollment this year, with almost 7,000 new freshman students and over 1,500 new transfer students this year alone. And a great part of building success is the proper use of empathy, whether it be from the UTK staff, the teachers, the community, or us students alike. Although empathy is a crucial and essential part of assuring your future in college and beyond, I think what is arguably more important is spotting fake empathy. Before I tell you the signs of fake empathy, I will tell you a personal story that happened to me at UTK of the repercussions of what happens when you refuse or do not see the signs of fake empathy. Before coming to UTK, I was born and grew up in the outskirts of Chicago in a suburb called Aurora. And in my hometown, I didn't know anyone who was going to UTK. In fact, I was the first person from my high school or my town to go to this university. So going into this university, I was scared. I didn't know anyone. I wasn't used to new situations. But luckily, I was able to communicate with my roommates and got to know them before school even started through meeting them and FaceTiming them before classes started. But I wanted a bigger sense of community, so I decided to go through the UTK rush process. After going through the rush process, I had my heart set on a fraternity, and they accepted me into the pledge program. Unfortunately, this fraternity not had the best pledge program. From stories of cleaning out maggot-infested fridges to 20-hour days to 2 days without sleep. It did not go well. And if I knew the signs of fake empathy, I would have jumped ship earlier. Empathy has to be a two-way street, meaning that everyone has to be involved equally for the same or similar reasons, and they cannot be manipulating one another. There's three important ways that you can easily spot fake empathy. Reason one, or number one, is surface conversations. It should be pretty obvious as you're not talking about life goals or important topics such as in your family and stuff. As you're just like, I am a freshman, I do this major, I do this. That's not a good conversation. That's a good sign that someone is faking empathy for you and trying to manipulate you into doing stuff that they want for their own benefit. Number two is, let's say I call it tradition, but you can call it many other different things. It's simply, I had this thing happen to me, so therefore it has to happen to you because it's a tradition. Even if that tradition is harmful and not good for a person, they will still do it because it is a tradition. And number three is unequal treatment. If you do not treat people equally or manipulate them with different tactics, that is a good sign that someone's faking empathy. A good example is, let's say, someone runs to get me a coffee. I pay them $10 for getting a coffee, but a different person runs and gets me a coffee, then I pay that person $15. That is unequal treatment and a good sign that someone is faking empathy for their own benefit. Luckily for me, after this experience, I had a great support network of both roommates, friends, teachers, and support staff at UTK, so I was able to get through this process. So in conclusion, empathy is important for new environments, but what is even more important is spotting the use and signs of fake empathy so you can better understand how to promote and use effective real empathy to further the career of yourself and others in a mutually beneficial way.